Hey guys, Tales of Turam here. We just did a session today with Zeus, Gesh, and Big Shot at the second part of it. Raul has just returned home from doing whatever he was doing, and we decided, hey, let's do some roleplay with Raul since the characters have just gotten back to the ship. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Is there anything anybody would like to say? No curse words?
No.
Dragon wife.
Okay. So, let me just go over a brief summary of what happened. Party was led to an ancient research gnomish kind of lab that was experimenting on a woman, a sentinel of the sun from the First Age, apparently, it seems. The party eventually accidentally freed her, and after talking her down, mentioned a name that she might want to look into, the Micah family from Draconia, since the symbol that they had found that was being used in the research lab was similar to how they wrote their own symbol of their family crest. She then thanked them, told them, hey, if you ever need anything, call me, and she gave the angel of the party a coin to use. The party then left, got back to the boat, had a little brief conversation with Raul, who was a little bit peeved. He left. Party made some bad jokes, so I summoned a dragon to kill them. They slayed it and married it.
Oh, you accidentally put an S there.
No. The party had to go reach after Big Shot's character after his celibate character managed to do the smolder to her. This irradiated, almost completely bestial-minded dragon. They eventually got to her lair, and they heard the mating of a dragon with a tiefling. Eventually, because there's a very religious prune in the group, he decided to say, hey, I'm going to do a ceremony to get them married while they were still in the act. It worked. They continued. They played the game Iris, which is Dos in my world, basically, but it's more celestial. And eventually they made their way back to the ship without looting the dragon's lair. Some other things happened out of character.
I was letting them steal from my wife.
Some other things happened out of character, and that's basically what happened. And there was a lot of raunchiness in the session, and I would not like to do that again. Big shots, hopefully. I have also
Man, you know that I am Big Shot, right?
I have also already mentioned to these people that I will not be using a dragon to fight their battles, so I gave them an in-universe reason why not.
Yeah, but we don't need a dragon.
For the next 7 days.
Yes. Anyways, at this point, is there any other questions from the party before I continue?
No. That session was just fucking awkward.
Yes, it was.
In and out of character.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you have Big Shot.
Yes.
That was a chance.
Like,
I was prepared for it. I was prepared that this was gonna happen.
Were you?
Because it's fucking Big Shot.
Were you?
I was like, yeah, 50-50 we kill it, with 50% we kill it, 50% Big Shot's gonna fuck it.
you know, like, I understand your whole model of let the players do as they want,
Mm-hmm.
but if Big Shot's very sexually driven antics make people uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's not uncomfortable, it's
I
just a
didn't
little
even
bit
do it
awkward.
this time. This was him.
Bro, you basically mentioned you were gonna seduce it, so I was like, I'll give him one chance, and that luck was on your side, okay?
Not really.
Yeah.
I told you that my character was celibate.
That's not what you said.
Okay, and Big
You
Shot,
made her rip my armor off.
Big Shot, you could have just said that's not what I meant and clarified.
Yeah.
You still let it happen.
Anyways.
Don't
Do
excuse
you really
yourself
think
here.
Big Shot is gonna say anything about shit like this?
Fine, we're both equally awful.
That's acceptable.
I disagree, but let's continue.
Fuck you.
Anyway, so, as the party has basically wasted a day, you have about 2 hours before sunset starts and 4 hours before sunset ends and night comes. You have about, at this point, 40 hours until the solstice is in its main swing of events, the group manages to get back to the edge of the island next to the rock where they see anchored the ship. On the beaches, a few of the shipmates are playing cards or drinking about and smoking, waiting for the rest of the party to return after the Loxodon intimidated the captain. And he kind of told Raul, hey. Anyways, so, that is where the party is coming in. Raul, after storming back to your room and continuing working on this spell, you've made small runic patterns that you can summon in the air, small spells that allow you to transmute certain singular items into solid gold, as in apples and smaller items like that. As you're practicing these and trying to get the hang of the spell that you're creating and trying to figure out everything how it works, there's a knock on your door, or on Sedekar's door specifically, because you've taken over his lab.
He is going to take a sip of the tea, rise very slowly, as though he'd been sitting for hours on end, make his way over to the door and crack it open.
You see Captain Blackwater there. Hey, Raul. Your group kind of went off again to the island to chase after the dragon that landed on deck and took one of your friends. They said they'll be back in about 3 hours.
What time is it?
At this point, it is 3 hours before the party gets back. So it is about 1 in the afternoon.
Raul is going to reach into his robe and produce a very small clay tablet, about the size of the human hand.
Okay.
This is dried clay, of course, but he's going to take his finger as he runs one of his nails across it. He will mark a tally.
Okay.
He will then place this tablet back into his robing. Very well.
Just so you're aware, we have anchored near the shore this time. I know you recently killed that shark for us with the fireball bead that you had on you. Out of character, this is something you found in Sedekar's room, and I had to get rid of a shark that I put into the actual game, so it doesn't matter. Megalodon specifically. So the beaches should be safe for a bit now. If you wanted to stretch your toes, I know you've been holed up here the entire last 24 hours. About.
He will look over to a little piece of the breading from the brisket. Actually, hold on. Was it brisket or like sandwich brisket? Important.
It was good brisket, like Texan brisket, like actual fucking brisket.
Was it on bread?
No, it was a slab of meat that I handed to you.
You could find bread on the ship if you wanted to.
The fucking half-eaten brisket that has been transmuted to solid gold. And kind of take a moment in silence. Perhaps a moment to clear my head will promote faster progress.
Well, just let us know if you need us to get you anything if you don't come on out. And he slowly begins to walk away.
Alright. Raul is going to make his way up to the deck of the ship.
Okay.
As he proceeds to... I presume there's something that allows one to climb in and out of the water on the side of the ship.
There's a gangplank that is like 50 to 60 feet long that just attaches to the shore at this point. If you wanted to climb in the water, there's a ladder on the side of the ship too.
Alright. He will specifically ignore the gangplank. Not only does it probably look fucking rickety at that length, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say,
as
as
he
you,
does so...
as you are passing by the deck before you continue, you do see some strange green substance, probably from that dragon they mentioned, the green dragon. As you look at it, it seems to be destroying part of the wood on the deck itself. it seems to be, as you just stare at it, it seems to be irradiant. You being a master of chemicals, because of your knowledge of gold and whatnot in game, you immediately recognize radiation? The effects of radiation, but it seems to be part of coagulated blood, as if it's been, it's as if this blood has become irradiated to the point where it can melt through wood.
All right. He is going to move over and pick up this coagulated blood with a pair of tweezers,
Okay.
placing it in a little vial, which he will, as he does so, transmute into lead.
All right. And then you go into the pool or something, or in the ocean?
As he begins to climb down the ladder and place his foot on the water, it will freeze solid beneath it. Shape water, baby.
Okay.
As he begins to walk towards the shore on these small little fucking paddles of ice, and his balance is exquisite for him to be able to do this.
Okay.
But even so, he seems a little lost.
Alright. Before you see a rock that's like 80, well, behind you see a rock that's like 80 feet to 100 feet above the seawater. Moss, grass, and trees have grown out of it, so creating this small little island on top of the rock. And then in front of you, as you walk towards the shore, you see this gigantic island that's maybe a few hundred feet before the large the secondary waterfall going down towards the center of Agaburst. And you see a jungle of trees before you. Large trees, mountainous kind of trees. You can't see any large mountainscapes or anything in the trees. They seem darkened. You're unsure what may lay within the jungle itself. Besides the dragon, because you were told it went into the fucking jungle. As you do get closer to the beach, you do feel the remnants of what feels like desert heat seemingly being swathed out by the cool breeze of the ocean. Alright, so what does Raul do?
Quite frankly, he's just going to take a walk for about half an hour or so.
You should take a walk for about half an hour. If you'd like to make a perception or investigation check, you may.
We'll do an investigation.
Okay.
25.
Alright. As you're just walking around, kicking the rocks on the beach, and just calming your mind a bit, trying to go over the patterns that you can't really get just yet. You begin to pick up a rock and just transmute it to gold very quickly as it drops to the ground. And as it drops to the ground, you hear a clink, as if it hit another piece of metal.
Metal pipe sound effect.
He's going to sift his fingers through the sand.
Okay. And did you already
See.
make your check, or no? I can't fucking remember. I just blanked.
Yeah, 25.
Okay, my bad. Continue.
Yeah, he's going to dip his fingers down into the water.
Well, into the sand, specifically.
The sand. Sorry, I don't know. Fuck. I said sand the first time, too.
Yeah, so as you begin to dip your fingers into the sand for just a brief second, you feel a metal item that's warm to the touch because of it's been in sand, but not hot. It feels like metal that's been covered in sand for a day or so. It seems to be in a small tube-like shape. Well, just what you're feeling. As you move your hands around it, it seems to be much bigger than just a small tube. Almost feels like a solid, like, pole or something.
You said a solid hole?
Pole.
Hole.
Like a metal pole or something. If you want, you could dig it out of the sand.
Hold on, let me go and check something real quick. Oh, real quick, some check. This taking longer than a quick second now.
Yes.
Yep, I knew I had it. He's going to cast Mold Earth and excavate it.
Okay, let me just go ahead and look at what I can get here for you. I'm just gonna see if this matches anything here. Because I gotta realize if I'm making a homebrew item for you or not. So just so you're aware.
Hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, that's cool as fuck. What's this one? Sorry, now I'm looking at staffs.
Ooh, it's a little.
Yeah, it's a staff, just so you're aware.
It's a trove of treasures you've stumbled upon.
So, as you begin to dig through the ground to excavate the earth, you do watch as you see a staff. This metal pole of platinum and gold. Platinum color with these gold, almost rings, spirals that seem to float around the staff itself, but not touching it. Start to get into like a smaller ring spiral around until it gets to the bottom of the staff, which is hoisted with a large black metal spike to the bottom of it. As you pull out the staff, you see the top of it is just this half circle that has a gigantic amethyst, as well as a aquamarine placed into the top of the half circle. It just floats in there. You see small spectral bits of magic that seem to just emanate off the staff. However, as you're looking at this and starting to pull it out, you do see that there is a skeletal hand holding onto the staff itself. As you excavate a little bit further, you do see a mage or a robe-clad individual, mage skeleton, holding onto this staff. Kind of fused with the ground a bit.
Dear friend, you have no more need of this.
Alright, so, do you take the staff?
I do.
As you take the staff and pull it out of the hand falls down and the skeleton begins to disassemble itself, basically, as it begins to turn to ash. And the robes with it.
Good night.
Would you like to spend the next bit of time trying to attune to this staff to figure out what it does? Or do you have identify or something like that?
Do you just have the easy way out?
Yeah. I know.
No, actually. Wait, no, I do have identify.
Alright.
I didn't think I took it, damn. Well. I mean, you know what? I'll blindly attune to it anyways, for your sake.
I mean, you can do identify if you want. I don't mind.
Alright. I'll probably attune to it regardless, but I'll identify first then.
So, as you hold this in your hand, and I'm assuming you're ritual casting this, correct?
Oh yeah.
As you begin to focus on it for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes pass, and eventually your mind pushes into the staff once more, and you see this large door before you as you push through. This is familiar existence for you. As you push into this gigantic library of knowledge of magical items. As you begin to look through it, you see many other passing spirits beginning to look through books themselves and pulling them, and this is what it does. Alright, and he slams the book shut and disappears. As you begin to look through, you begin to start to go across the many books and shelves. As you reach your hand up and pull a book labeled Celia, and you just place it back in. You continue to move, and eventually a book begins to glow on the shelves. As you reach up and pull it out, you begin to flip through it, and a page glows. The text appears on the page. The Voyager's Staff. This is from the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, mind you. It's a very rare staff, and it must require attunement by spellcaster. I think I can send you the rest, right?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Copy. Alright. Here's the basic stuff of the staff.
Let's see here. Magic quarterstaff, +1 bonus to spell attack rolls specifically, not saving. Nice. This staff has 10 charges while holding it. Use an action to spend one or more of the staff's charges to cast one following spells: Banishment, Blink, Misty Step.
Just so you know, you're not
Pass-
muted if you don't want others to know about it.
I don't even think Big Shot's listening, and
Guess she's probably asleep, right?
No, I'm here.
Big Shot, you here?
Yup.
Okay.
god damn.
I'm listening to everything.
I know. I saw the
I'm
name of
paying
this.
a lot of attention.
I saw the name of the staff. I'm like, that sounds like a cool staff. Let's see about it.
I'm not
Alright,
paying a
well.
lot of attention, but I'm paying attention.
Now this is something that he can get behind.
Yeah.
Add that to his collection of... My god, I have so many wands, I literally just have a section in my equipment labeled wands.
You do have the transmutation wand, right? The one that acts as the Order of Scribes wand. 'Cause that
Oh
was
yeah, I
given to
gotta...
you.
Oh, the Voyager staff. Oh,
Alright.
oh.
Guess, did you just look up this item that I just gave to him? In secret?
No, I know this side. I think it has. I think it has some nasty spells.
Well, don't look at it, please.
Okay.
Anyways. So, as you pick up this staff and realize what it is, your vision comes back out as you're just holding the staff. You could always attempt to attune to it. It will take you a short rest to do so.
You know what? He's gonna sit down on the beach watching the boat kind of drift along in the, well, not drift, fucking rock in the waves.
Okay.
As he does so, before he begins the short rest, he will cast Alarm.
Sure.
I don't remember taking Alarm, but I guess I have it. It's written on my spell list.
I think I gave you certain spells at some point. Or I
Yeah.
think you may have talked to Sedekar and he may have given it to you.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you begin to attune to this item, you feel distances become shorter. The knowledge of multiple planes starts to flow through your mind a bit and how to somewhat traverse them. The voices begin to speak to you about how useful this may be to you and your goals in the future, in the next coming days. There's also a warning of the Loxodon, a champion of the deities. May not like what you plan. After about an hour or so, you eventually come back to, with the knowledge of the staff, and completely attuned to it. As you finish your attunement, meditating on this beach with it, small bits of arcane purple sparks, blue sparks, green sparks begin to spark out of the tip of it as it becomes powered through your attunement. The gold seems to shine brightly, and the platinum seems to glisten in the sun. The blackened tip at the very bottom seems to be the counterweight to the top. It feels nice in your hands.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
What would your character do for the next bit?
I mean, he's got the staff. He's cleared his mind. He's just gonna get back to work on the spell.
Alright. As you continue to work on your spell, just roll me an Arcana check. I know you got an natural 20 last time, but let's see how much progress you make now with your mind clear. I'll give you advantage here.
All right.
See if you have it done.
22.
We're seeing if you have it done by tonight or by tomorrow morning. 22. You finish. Well, you don't finish, but you're getting close to finishing this. And you know, if you work through the night, you'll have it probably finished. Though, as you continue to work, you do hear the sound of a knock at your door. Raul, it looks like we can see the others coming back right now. I don't know if you want to give them a stern talking to about wasting your time or whatnot. It looked like you wanted to do that earlier.
I will speak to them.
Right. And Captain Blackwater leaves after just talking to you through the door. As you slowly begin to roll up your work and put it in your case and bring it with you. You leave your room unless there's anything else you want to do in your room.
No, that's all.
Alright. You leave the room and you begin to head upstairs. As you do, there's a slight tick in your brain, in your eyes, as if nervousness, not due to your goal being unobtainable, but that something might ruin it. You're this close to your goal. Your nerves are starting to get to you a bit, but not much. As you begin to head outside, the sun shines bright in your face for a moment as you look down off of the boats to the beach where you see the Loxodon, accompanied by the Ozimir, as well as, if you would like to describe your tiefling, Big Shot, to him, because he's seen you once and was offered Brisket, but he has not seen you.
Should I describe myself in my current state?
Yeah, if you want. Just don't make us uncomfortable if you can.
Red-skinned tiefling with pretty damaged armor. I'm pretty sure I actually did I get it all ripped off?
Yeah, it's broken.
No,
like, everything was ripped off.
I am red-skinned, and I can't describe much more than that without...
They are completely nude, and they are definitely rashed up from walking through a jungle nude. Anyways, you see this tiefling walking up, and they seem to be carrying a woman in this green gown that seems to have many silks and bandages wrapped around their body in many different places. A small circlet on her head, scraggly hair, very gaunt eyes, and should she take care of herself, she would probably look very beautiful as a human. However, you could see parts of the veins that you could see in her face and other parts of her body where they are visible. They are lime green. And her nails, though they're not yellow and disgusting, they are starting to turn a radon green almost. As if she's been exposed to radiation for quite a long time. As they begin to walk up to the beach, they all look up to you as you are on the boat, standing at the edge.
Good evening.
Howdy. Good to see you again there, friend.
Sorry, I'm just doing this. Why the fuck is it not letting me type Zeus? There you go. I'm just seeing if he wants to join in. He doesn't have to. Anyways, continue. My bad.
I've been up since 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You have been away for some time.
Yeah, unfortunately, she was a dragon and interested in me.
How terribly inconveniencing.
On the bright side, we're married now.
As they say that, you do see on the tiefling's left ring finger is this beautiful golden banded wedding ring with multiple inscribed divine runes in it, as well as on the human woman's left hand as well.
How exciting. I'm happy for you. Unfortunately, you have cost me more time.
Don't worry. We got plenty of time here on this earth. Unless you die early, of course.
I mean before the solstice.
Well, I mean, we got plenty of time.
We
Oh, it's
do
in like
not.
2 days, isn't it?
Have you the slightest conception of the weight of the things I meddle with?
No, I don't. Also, you're very quiet, by the way.
Yeah,
Like, I have you turned all the way up.
I guess I'll speak louder.
Good.
I see. Even still, you should be more considerate of such things.
At this point, the Loxodon stops zoning out.
Have you at least discovered something on your outing? Perhaps some scrap of knowledge that has not been shared with me.
Just a facility. Sacrilegious, if you ask me.
All things here are sacrilegious.
You know what's really sacrilegious? Not liking brisket. Can you believe that little angel guy doesn't like brisket? He's never had it before.
I'm a very large brisket enjoyer, actually.
You know what? I'm gonna start making another brisket for y'all. If you need me, I'll be down below deck.
Never have a good brisket. Raw.
Some was offered to me not long ago.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I hadn't the stomach for the entire thing. Regrettable. Now it lies cold and hardened by the sea's air,
A shame.
drying even in this most moist climate.
As he says that, Zeus, you notice the beach is not as warm as when you had first approached it in the forest, the jungle. Since the rising of the island, that's where the workshop is not as hot as it was either.
Are not the vagaries of night fascinating? Our world might be transformed by the presence of moonlight, a thing which serves no necessity, yet even still inspires striking beauty. How ugly, then, that the land appears as it does, that it does not quite give the right shine.
Oh, you don't have
For
the right.
such
Oh, you don't
things.
have the right.
For such things to be truly beautiful.
In total honesty, I truly have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds poetic.
Are you certain?
No.
You are not.
Certainty is for fools. I am only certain in a very few things.
I could not agree more.
As this exchange is going on, both of you roll me insight checks.
Alright. One moment.
1.
Insight check. You both hate each other. Oh god, I'm not very insightful.
Now we just wait dog that kills. You guys enjoying the roleplay so far?
Yeah.
It's mid.
Like
Fuck
you?
you.
Oh,
Fuck you, ma'am.
There ain't nothing mid about me, okay?
You heard me? Fuck
Sure,
your
why
mom.
I don't know, but I'm pretty tired. I've been asleep for about 23, or I've been been awake for about 23 hours now.
well, once we're done with this roleplay, we'll call this session done.
I mean, I already went downstairs and started making brisket.
Okay.
Y'all can
insight
smell
check.
the lovely scent wafting up through the planks.
The lovely brisket.
Anyways, so what did you roll? Dog that kills you?
13.
13.
9.
Never mind, continue, sorry.
I Leos at this point is really just looking at Raul. He's not a very you know the vibe, like two dads sitting in like a lawn in lawn chairs.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm trying to go for right now. Just enjoying the silence.
I will
Raul
say,
is looking at you like a judgmental white mom.
Okay,
I'm
are we
happy.
talking like wine mom or like Karen mom?
Karen. There is
Kill.
there is unfounded disgust. Like, you can't really read his fucking expression, so you don't know any of this, of course. But
Of course.
his body language projects such.
he's also
Giving you that snobby, I'm better than you.
he is also carrying a brand new staff that looks awesome. It's this platinum staff that just raises up about 3 to 5 feet. Has this golden spiral around to the very bottom. It gets closer. The spiral gets to the bottom. At the top, there's this half circle with an amethyst and aquamarine both placed inside of it. At the bottom, there is this black metal spike that seems to counterweight the top, and there are these arcane sparks of purple and blue seemingly coating and jumping off the scepter itself, we'll call it. The gold is very beautiful and ordained in this light. The platinum shines brightly.
Was yours a gift? As I gesture towards the staff.
The dad scarcely need their old possessions.
God, it's like talking to a serial killer.
For he is a serial killer.
Ugh. Ugh. Well, interesting.
Say again, sorry?
I'm perplexed by your answer.
Sorry, I'm just upgrading the sword because you got an upgrade for it. So continue to talk if you guys want.
Right. Well, unless you have any other further questions or statements for me, I best off to do my nightly prayers.
Of course. I hope the moving boat does not inconvenience you as you perform them, seeing as we'll have to sail through the night to make up for lost time.
The boat moving should hopefully not be a problem.
I cannot count the number of times I have spilled ink.
I think the bigger problem will be these two. As I point to Big Shot's character.
You mean my character that's below deck making brisket that you can't see?
Oh yeah, I would just
Give
I
us
would
a
just
play-by-play
let
of you
them
making
eat.
brisket. I want some like
Making
extreme
fucking
expertise.
brisket.
Yeah, I
This
would
is,
just
like,
said
the
that
best
the
fucking brisket.
evening will be the bigger problem
Like,
tonight.
describe the marinade you're using. Describe the wood chips that you use to smoke it.
Well, okay, well, obviously, you gotta use a mix of cherry wood and apple wood. Okay? You can't use no basic bottom of the barrel oak wood or, not even hickory. Hickory's not as good as they hype it up to be, okay? And as for the marinade, that's a family secret. I can't tell you that. I'd have to kill you. All I'm gonna tell you is Cafe Du Monde. That's all you get.
Oh,
I'll say, as you cook that, go ahead and roll me a D100 and add a 50 to it.
roll me the brisket
He
check.
gets a 150.
Dude, if you get 150,
Brisket check.
I'll say roll 3 of them because you're cooking. I assume you're cooking multiple of them, correct?
Yeah, there's no way you're
I'll
not.
ask how many briskets are you cooking. I will say you have at most enough material
I'll
for
cook
10 of them.
5.
Yeah, you have at most enough material for 10.
He makes all 10. It's just a shit ton of brisket.
No, I mean you have like 15 people on the ship, 14 people, 15 people, 16 people on the ship.
All right, let me look at the
Alright, that's
picture of
some
brisket.
good ass fucking brisket.
Holy shit!
Okay. So
It's a baller
I will
piece of
say,
brisket.
as the others are role playing outside and you are making brisket in the kitchen, you eventually, who are you giving the brisket to?
I have to allocate briskets.
I will say, are you giving any to the crew members?
Do they deserve brisket? I'm gonna ask Raul.
Raul, suddenly, fucking this individual appears with like 5 plates of brisket.
Do they deserve brisket? Have they earned it?
Someone that has earned it would probably be the officiant of your wedding.
Raul, are you there?
Yes.
Are you waiting to respond, or...
Have they earned brisket?
They have done well enough.
By yourself.
Feed them.
Pick your favorite crew member. He gets a piece of brisket.
Myself. I'm Raw. I like meat.
I'm gonna give the religious weirdo. He gets the 98.
Oh fuck! Oh wait,
I
90.
take the 120. Raul gets the 139, and Gesh gets the 140 because he's never had brisket before.
You're not going to give any to your wife when she awakens?
Gotta get that one. The 112 is going
By
to the
then,
wife,
you
right?
could just cook her a fresh brisket.
True.
Right.
She doesn't deserve cold brisket. She deserves nice, hot, juicy brisket, just like her.
So, if there's any other role play between you guys, feel free before I continue with the next scene with Big Shot.
And the 86 goes to the help.
I've made a satisfying amount of fucking vaguely threatening remarks. Give it to Captain Blackwater, by the way.
I give Captain Blackwater the 86.
Yo, this shit bussin'.
I'm gonna eat mine. I'm actually. My character has been actually very interested in what eating's gonna feel like.
Anybody eating a 90 or above brisket gains 30 temporary HP for the next 20 hours.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah!
That's for Blackwater.
Anybody above 110, which means 3 of them, what was I about to say? If
60.
you are under the effects of any mind control, charm, or anything that is affecting any of your mental stats or physical stats, you may immediately dismantle that spell or effect. So roll.
Brisket's so good at
My-
clear
my-
the
Actually,
mind.
which one did you give to
My-
roll?
I gave
Raul
him
got
the
a strength.
139.
Okay, roll, because you are at 135 and above, I will say choose one of your scores to increase by 4. And this can go above the max of 22, up to 26.
Oh.
Raul's the biggest brain.
And you, because you're eating the 140 big shot, you get the same thing.
That's Gesh.
Oh, Gesh is eating the 140?
Yeah, I took the 112.
Gesh, choose one of your spells. And roll.
Motherfuckers.
Because you're under the permanent effect of the time traveling shit, that shit is gone, so you can increase your strength back to what it was, I believe you chose, right?
I
Baby.
was none of the negatives.
I was talking to Raul there.
Okay, sorry.
Dumbass.
Brisket's so
Sorry.
good it breaks time.
So I get a +4 to my con.
Yeah,
Nice.
and that can only go up to 26, remember.
I have a 20 con, so it goes up to 24.
Alright.
Which is still
Anyways,
absolutely
Oh yeah, I need to
positive.
write down the
honestly,
rest of the stuff.
the brisket is really good. If you'd like to describe the flavor of the brisket to everyone, Big Show. It is, I will say this, the
I've
higher
never
one,
had brisket.
What the fuck are you?
the higher,
Wait.
I will say this, Raul, the higher ones, as you see them bite in, there's this golden glow almost, as if the brisket itself is perfection. Almost.
It's like
Near.
Raul just has like an aneurysm. Perfection.
But
Wait-
man,
wait a
I'm
damn
right now
second.
this
I don't need to do
motherfucker
some
available.
fucking convoluted bullshit alchemy ritual to make shit perfect. I can just make brisket.
It's...
Raw.
It's-
Raw the knower.
Rethinking
We're like Raw the
fucking
chef.
everything right now.
Raul, it is near perfection, not perfection.
Raw throws away all of his research. He burns it.
And Raul, mind you, this is one facet of an infinite through life in this world that is near perfection. Not all.
Yeah.
this isn't even my best brisket, really. This is just using what we had on the ship.
He
Yeah.
just like Raw fucking destroys everything and starts feverishly writing on brisket recipes.
Raul becomes a baker in Riverton. He joins up with the fucking meatball business of Sven.
Oh my god.
Sven and Raul's
Oh,
meatball and
mad at me.
brisket.
I can tell that Contradiction's mad at me
But
because I'm
Goblin-
describing brisket, but I've never had brisket before.
You've never had.
Goblin, imagine if this character carries over to another game. Goddamn.
Bro, in another
Oh.
timeline, you just quit being a knower and you just go and start up a business with Sven in fucking Riverton. Sven and Raul's brisket and meatballs.
My god.
Oh, can we please
Oh my
make that
god,
canon
brisket
that in
We-
another...
meatballs would be so
We
fucking
travel the multiverse, and in one of them we see Raw, the brisket maker.
Nah. When Raul dies, he gets reborn as a brisket maker.
Bro,
As a brisket,
don't make this an isekai.
he becomes a brisket.
I
Yes,
died and
it
became a
comes.
brisket.
Raul,
So,
brisket
like,
to be.
no.
He
I-
becomes
I-
the brisket he eats this time. So it's an endless time loop.
Shh, okay, guys. Okay, continue. Sorry, what you're saying, Raul?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
like you hand him the fucking brisket, and he's like looking at it for like a solid 10 fucking seconds. You might have been like about to leave, and you just hear him whisper to himself, "I can't leave room for error."
What did he say? I could not fucking hear you.
Oh god.
He said,
If
yeah,
he would have...
He had to justify to himself not abandoning his plans to become a brisket chef.
Wait, Goblin, if Richard would have gotten a 150 and he would have given that to Raul,
So-
he could have ended the campaign.
Yeah, technically. Raul, I was about to say you should roll me a Christmas. No, but no, I'm just fucking with you.
The brisket save.
Your sense of, to see
Theoretically.
to see if the brisket breaks your sense of self.
Oh my god.
Man, Richard, you could have nearly
Please,
nearly
make him
ended
do
this
the brisket roll.
campaign.
These
Okay, you know,
These eldritch
I-
voices from unknown locations within the universe speaking to you, trying to get you to do this, and they are outsold by a brisket.
I've gone and I've handcrafted a fascinating villainous character, but I'm gonna roll the d20. If I get a nat 1, he becomes a brisket chef.
Okay.
Please.
So
Please.
20%
Please
chance.
don't.
There is a
5%.
five-
Please,
There is
God.
a 5% chance of him
5, right?
becoming-
Sorry.
Roll it in channel. Roll it in channel. Let's see.
That's,
Okay.
okay.
Aw.
Okay.
He rolled an 18 for anybody watching.
Oh boy.
Safety in
Just
numbers.
ended the fucking
Alright.
campaign.
The campaign is preserved. Don't worry.
That was very funny.
I'm sad and glad at the same time.
Anyways, as you begin to head back down, Raul, your resolve now returned to you. Teetering on the edge, but back. You see this group of fuckwits in front of you. One of them, most likely a danger to you.
Plus the brisket guy.
Plus the brisket guy, yeah. As you stare at the Loxodon, and the Loxodon stares at you for a second, there's this tension in the air that you pick up on, Raul. And you realize things are about to get strange once you enact your plan. It's a role play.
Yeah, my character is just in a random hallway near the kitchen, just trying to repair his armor.
Understood.
Roll me a dexterity. Roll me a dexterity check.
Fair enough. I'm decent at those.
Tripped on brisket.
The roll 18.
Your armor is heavily damaged. You need materials, and this ship does not have them. Your armor is fine for now, but any more damage, and it is going to be fucking breaking easily. Like, it's
Yeah.
like pieces, like shards of iron and steel are starting to fall off of your armor. You're like pulling them off, like with your hand. It's like when you have like that piece of like that extra tooth in your mouth that's about to fall out, and it's like wiggling. You just keep breaking those little pieces off. Honestly, you're surprised it hasn't given you less efficiency in your armor.
That armor that armor holded 500 years of being there. It can hold another few days.
True.
So, okay, hold on. This is still like tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Never mind then.
So, as your group gets on the ship and the ship begins to take off, is there any other role plays you would like to do before your characters go down for a long rest?
The only thing left for my
Anything
character
through the
to
rest
do.
of the day or rest of the night?
The only thing left for my character to do is before he goes to sleep. I actually don't know if he even has to, but I'm gonna definitely like pray to Soon and tell him like what I've done today to help him out.
Champion of Lights, you have freed one of the Sentinels. This may be your only chance to stop the evil that plunges this world. You have done well, and you have been rewarded accordingly. May the flame guide thee out of the darkest nights. May the sun be your guide. And with that, your character wakes up in the morning fully rested.
Fuck you guys.
If you want to stay and listen, you can. If you don't, you're fine.
Okay, thank you. I'm booking it now.
All right. Big shot.
Shot big.
About a little bit into the night, as you're cooking up a brisket for yourself, eventually your wife awakens.
wife?
Oh, your wife does awaken, and she wonders what you're eating. What eating?
That's what I was cooking the brisket for.
Smell good. Me have?
I'm just gonna nod at her and hand her this glorious fucking brisket.
Roll me a D100 plus 50 at advantage.
I wanted to say you're gonna give him advantage. No, he gets the 100.
Yeah, 50 is going to be the maximum you could add to that. So yeah, plus 50 with advantage. Okay.
Advantage, big shot.
Ooh, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't work with D100s, it seems.
Yeah, sadly.
Whew. I will say, are you practicing your cooking beforehand, or are you making her one and you one? Or are you just making her one alone?
I'm making two. One for me that I'm practicing on and putting all my actual effort into hers.
Okay, if you want to roll again with advantage, feel free, and you can choose which one is hers, which one is yours. You'll have enough to make 3 more on your journey.
Man, get the net 100, please.
Okay.
Exactly the same for the 2 briskets.
Well, yeah, technically. I'll say I don't like how they're the same exact numbers, so go ahead and roll again.
Oh, come on. 3 pretty good briskets.
Nah.
Honestly, I don't even know what a brisket is.
I don't either, to be honest with you. I've never
How
eaten
the
one in my life.
what?
But it seems tasty.
Is it like meat with... What is it? Let me look this up. Brisket.
That one's
Nice.
better. And you got a 69, nice.
Oh, I know what that is. I just haven't eaten it before.
Yeah, it's brisket.
Alright. So, I'm assuming you give the
Oh,
one...
I know that one.
Okay, you got a 69, that's cool. But I'm assuming you give her the 126, correct?
Yeah, obviously I'm eating the 69.
Go ahead and roll...
Richard, you're getting a 121.
Roll me a charisma, please.
What kind of charisma? Just like
Just charisma.
what a
I'll say persuasion. Roll me persuasion. Okay.
23.
So that means 77. Okay. And then what is this?
She's about to blow.
No, that's not what I'm doing here. Okay.
Bussing.
Needs 77 or higher. Okay? 77 or higher.
She needs it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give them advantage because it's a really good brisket.
What is this for?
You'll see.
Horny.
Okay. So, as they are eating the brisket and finish it, they seem to be ready to go back to bed. And as they are, you see the tinge of insanity and mindlessness in their eyes begin to return to a more centralized mind, though they still do lack the intellect at this point due to the ravagings of radiation. Your wife now has the ability to regain their sanity, basically, and their intellect.
Oh god, the brisket wasn't that good.
Brisket's so damn good.
Yeah. So, as they start to fall asleep, you get the feeling the longer they are away from the radiation, the more likely they are to start regaining their mind and their body. Anyways, as she goes to sleep, anything else your character does during the night, or just...
I sleep with my wife.
Okay. Gesh, anything your character does before you take a long rest?
No.
Oh, I just rolled a 0. Oh, fuck, okay. Anyways.
Beyond repairing his armor, he would just go to
You
sleep.
can't really repair your armor with the materials you have, as I've stated.
Yeah, he would at least make the dents out.
Yeah, that's fine. Big shot. Not big shot. Contradiction.
It's me.
As night is coming, and everyone else is spreading off to their own directions, what are you doing?
Finishing the spell.
Alright. Are you going to work through the night to finish it?
I will work as long as I need.
I'll say for the first 3 hours of work, the 3 hours, if you successfully finish the spell, will not drain you of your energy for the next day. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check. The successful checks you've already made cancel out the disadvantage of working through tiring
All right.
sets.
That is a 23.
23. You're getting very close to finishing this spell. You could work another 3 hours and the DC has decreased to finish the spell.
All right. I will save that for the morning. I won't deprive myself of too much sleep.
Okay. I will say you have connected quite a few things. I will say if you want to spend an extra 15 minutes, roll me a D100 to see how close the spell is to finish, and I will allow you to add your Arcana bonus, tripled.
Right. So that is an 82.
82. You have most of the lines done, most of the runes, most of the intricate patterns. There's a few things missing that you just need to figure out, as well as polish up. But you're close. Is there anything else your character does?
Beyond that, no.
Alright. So as your character finds their way to sleep, and the rest do too in the rocking of the ship, you get your long rests, and as morning comes, before the light of dawn, the ship anchors at a port upon a central island. The rocking of the ship gently now. As standing at the top of the ship, we see an orc staring out towards this large, spanning island of dunes and small patches of trees, ash. A large tube of metal, gnarled and twisted and pulled by many, many solstices. As we stare at this pooled tube, we see the vortex of iridescent transients, ley line energy starting to swirl around and finally touch down at the tip of this tube. We see lights shining through its many different storm-like attributes. We see large pieces of dust being kicked up around the island. The sky is going dark. Even in this waning hours of daylight, everything is dark. But there's a dim light to it. As the moon is out, it is just completely... The white moon is completely black with the edges of it being white in this part of the world. The stars are shifting to different parts, different calendar dates, as if there's no meaning to when they should be appearing. The sky is twisting and turning, and the breeze goes from shifting to cold to warm to back to cold again. Everything is strange. Upon the island, we could see the many ruins of the once prominent Agaburstian isles, and we could see many tents and small buildings being repaired. We see the beginnings of lanterns coming out as individuals go upon their archaeological discoveries. We see Thog staring at one individual who seems to be leading a few, as Thog grabs upon his now large handle to his new weapon as he disembarks before anybody else and goes into the night. Silent. Strangely silent. As if he has practiced this. As if he's not the man you see. He seems. And with that, that's where we end the session.